16 minutes past 7. Now, Buckingham Palace has lodged an official complaint against The Sun over its report yesterday, claiming that the Queen backs Britain leaving the EU.
The paper quotes anonymous sources who witnessed a conversation with the former Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg. He's called the story nonsense, while Justice Secretary Michael Gove has now been named in this morning's newspapers as one of those who could have been behind the leak. So what is the protocol surrounding private conversations with the monarch?
Let's talk to Grant Harold, who is a former butler to the royal family and therefore must have had many conversations with all of them. Now, how freely do the royal family feel they can speak, knowing that there is a convention that those conversations are not released to the public?
Absolutely. But the thing is, in their own home, like anybody, you're going to have a free speech. So you're going to view your personal feelings to whoever's in your home, especially at a lunch or a dinner party.
And what would be the consequences for you if you had then gone and told somebody about them?
It would be, without question, you'd be breaching a confidentiality. I mean, if I was to then repeat what I heard at a table, quite rightly, I'd be probably sacked.
If you work within the royal household, do you actually have a confidentiality agreement that you have to sign? So you've signed that, so you're aware of that.
Absolutely.
Is that ever suggested for any of the politicians or any of the dignitaries that come in when they come in for lunch?
It's a really good question, because I've wondered on many occasions, because you are very lucky and privy to many private conversations, and you are aware that there's people there that don't sign any confidentiality papers, and they could then leave and discuss. And I've always thought about this, especially with public events as well. So they don't sign anything, which is but again, that's the trust thing, because if they came to your home, if you had guests in your home, you're not going to make them sign a confidentiality paper.
So one of the suggestions, of course, is that the Queen is impartial, and we had Dickie Arbiter, who's former press secretary to the Queen, on early, who was saying the Queen wouldn't have expressed an opinion like this. She just wouldn't have done it. It's not her style. But as you're saying here, is when she's in her own home and she's surrounded by people, she would speak freely.
I mean, I wouldn't want to comment on that actual occasion, but what I would say is, yes, if you're in your own home, I'd be quite surprised if say it was myself and I was having a conversation and somebody asked me what my feelings were, I would obviously say what my feelings are. So I'm assuming that even for the royal family or whoever you might be, you are going to voice your own opinion, but then you would hope that then wouldn't be discussed with people outside that group at that lunch or dinner.
She's an intelligent woman. She has weekly conversations with whoever is Prime Minister of the day. It would be extraordinary if privately she didn't have some pretty strong political views.
Absolutely. And I understand that she can't discuss things. That's part of what the monarch does. She can't influence the ministers. But as anybody, we've all got our own views, and I think in private you should be allowed to voice those if you want.
Will one of the concerns within the royal household this morning or for the last couple of days be that if a conversation like this could be leaked, and the details of that conversation could be leaked, that actually protocol might need to be changed, and they might need to tighten up, and it will change the way these meetings are conducted?
And it's sad, because, as I said, I've thought on many occasions it is extraordinary that people don't have to sign stuff, and I'm not just talking about government ministers, even people that might go to an event, a royal event, they might overhear something, they might witness something, and it is amazing that they don't have to sign things, and as you say, it'll be sad if it has to change, which it probably would change because of something like this.
All right, Grant Harold, good to talk to you this morning. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.